Your heart is racing. Your palms are sweating. And all that happened was an email from your boss that said, "We need to talk." Nothing chased you. Nothing bit you. No claws, no teeth, no danger anywhere in the room. But your body doesn't know that. Your body thinks you're being hunted. That reaction is not new. It is not a glitch. It is the oldest alarm system you own, and it is far stranger than you think. For most of human history, the world outside your shelter was trying to kill you. Lions, leopards, hyenas, rival groups, a twisted ankle on the wrong afternoon. Every single day was a negotiation with death, and the humans who survived long enough to have children were the ones whose bodies reacted fastest to danger. Not the smartest humans, not the calmest humans, the ones who flinched first. Anthropologist Sarah Blaffer-Hrdy has spent decades studying how vulnerable early human infants and adults really were compared to other primates. Her research paints a picture most people never imagine. Early humans were slow. They were weak compared to the predators around them. They had no claws, no fangs, no fur thick enough to stop a bite. What they had instead was a nervous system built for paranoia. That nervous system is still installed in you today, right now. Reading this. Your amygdala, the almond-shaped structure buried deep in your brain, does not check your calendar before it reacts. It does not know the difference between a lion in the grass and a red notification bubble on your phone. It only knows one thing. Threat detected. Prepare to survive. Psychologist Joseph Ledoux, whose research changed how scientists understand fear itself, discovered something remarkable about this system. The amygdala can trigger a full fear response before the thinking part of your brain even finishes processing what it saw. You feel afraid first. You understand why second. Think about that for a moment. Your body reacts before your mind catches up. This made perfect sense on the savannah. If a shape in the grass might be a lion, you do not have time to reason it out. You do not sit down and consider the evidence. You run. The humans who paused to think were the humans who did not pass on their genes. So evolution built you to feel first and ask questions later. But here is where it gets strange. That system was calibrated for a world of physical threats. Claws, falls, poison, starvation. It was never calibrated for emails. It was never calibrated for a red notification bubble, a text message left on read, a boss who wants a quick chat. Your amygdala cannot tell the difference between a predator and a Slack message. It treats them the same way. Cortisol floods your bloodstream. Your heart rate climbs. Your muscles tense, ready to run or fight, even though running is not an option, and fighting would get you fired. This is called the fight-or-flight response, first described in detail by physiologist Walter Cannon in the early 20th century. Cannon found that the body prepares for action long before the mind decides whether action is needed. Your body is still preparing for lions, every single day. Have you ever wondered why a single harsh comment can ruin your entire afternoon, but 10 kind comments barely register? That is not weakness. That is the same ancient alarm system, still doing its job the way it always has. Psychologists call this the negativity bias, and it makes complete sense once you see it through the eyes of your ancestors. A missed opportunity for praise never killed anyone. A missed warning sign sometimes did. So your brain learned to weight danger heavier than reward, criticism heavier than compliment, fear heavier than comfort. The humans who ignored threats did not get a second chance to learn from the mistake. You are the descendant of the ones who never ignored a threat. Not one. Not even the small ones. This is why modern anxiety can feel so disproportionate to modern life. You are not in more danger than your ancestors. You are almost certainly in far less danger than they ever were. And yet, your alarm system fires more often, not less, because it now has an entire world of ambiguous stimuli to react to. News alerts, social comparisons, uncertain relationships, financial pressure that never fully resolves. Your ancestors faced a lion, and then it was over. One way or another, it ended. You face your version of a lion in your inbox, and it never fully ends. It reloads tomorrow morning. Researcher Robert Sapolsky, who spent years studying stress in wild baboons, found something that reframes this entire idea. Baboons living in relatively safe conditions still develop stress-related illness, and the reason is strikingly human. It is not the danger itself that damages the body. It is the anticipation of danger, repeated, without resolution. A zebra runs from a lion and then goes back to grazing within minutes. You run from a deadline and then start worrying about the next one before this one is even finished. Your alarm system was built for short bursts. It was never built for a low hum that never turns off. So what do you do with an ancient nervous system living inside a modern world it was never designed for? You do not fight it. You cannot out-argue an amygdala. What you can do is understand it, the way you would understand an old friend who overreacts because of something that happened to them a long time ago. The racing heart before a presentation, the dread before opening an email, the tightness in your chest when your phone buzzes at an unexpected hour. None of that is a personal failure. It is a 500,000-year-old survival mechanism doing exactly what it was built to do, in a world it does not recognize. Your ancestors needed that system to see one more sunrise. You inherited it, whether you asked for it or not. And maybe that changes how you look at your own fear, not as something broken in you, but as something ancient, something inherited, something that once kept an entire lineage of humans alive long enough for you to exist at all. Tonight, your heart might race again. An email, a message, a silence that lasts too long. And somewhere underneath all of it, a very old part of you will still believe, for just a moment, that it is being chased by a lion.